All right, we should be live. I'm just double checking. Yep, we're all set. Awesome. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for this Westy Live Network Welcome. I'm Jamie Chavez, President and CEO of the Westminster Chamber of Commerce, and every Wednesday, we bring to you a live broadcast featuring one of our newest chamber members to give them a chance to talk to you about their business. If you're new to the broadcast, thanks for being here. We are happy that you're here. And we encourage you to like and follow this Facebook page so that you'll receive broadcast notifications in the future. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe and also watch previous broadcasts there as well. We also offer broadcasts on Monday that are dedicated to city updates from our councilors, our mayor pro tem, and our mayor, as well as other city leaders. So I encourage you to tune in for those to just get a good feel for what's going down at City Hall. And then we reserve the last Friday of the month for county updates featuring Jefferson County Commissioner Tracy Kraft-Tharp. This month it is a week early due to Christmas, so we'll tune in a week early to chat with Commissioner Kraft-Tharp and hope to see you for that as well. As you watch the broadcast this morning, we encourage you to engage with us, drop your comments, ask any questions, simply say hello, and we will get to those during the interview. And now a warm welcome to Tracy Egler with Island Fin Poke.
Aloha, Jamie. Aloha, everyone who's out there. Thank you so much for the opportunity. As Jamie mentioned, I am Tracy Egler, and I am the owner of Island Fin Poke. We are an authentic Hawaiian poke shop. I like to think of us as an elevated surf shack, beach shack kind of family style restaurant. We've been open since September 18th of 2023, so we made it through that first year. There were moments where I wasn't sure that we were going to, but with the love of the community and the wonderful food that we put out, we are still here and going strong. So really pleased to be here.
Yeah, that first year is definitely the hardest. I used to own a coffee and wine bar, so I'm very familiar with those challenges in that first year. So definitely congratulations for making it through that and for thriving. We were just talking, you say business is good.
It is. It's certainly to some degree seasonal. Poke, if you don't know, is Hawaiian for cubed raw fish. And that's what we serve. We serve poke bowls. And so while in the summer we have lines out the door as fall and the snow starts to fall, we start to see a little bit of a slowdown. But what's been wonderful for us this year, having gotten our name out into the community, thanks to Taste of Westminster and some of our marketing events, we are seeing a lot of catering in our business, and that's just been delightful. We were at the North Face headquarters this Monday for a pop-up restaurant and served over 75 people there. And that's wonderful. And that's one of 5 events that we have, along with all the individual catering orders that we have. So December looks to be a pretty busy month for us.
Yeah, lots of parties. And that's pretty creative for, I don't think I've ever gone to like a December party and had poke. So that's awesome. So can you tell us a little bit more about your catering? What is the smallest group you'll cater for, the largest group? And then what do you recommend for parties? What kind of things lend well to the catering rather than eating in store?
Sure. Well, for large groups, we can certainly accommodate anyone in the restaurant. And so that's an option. But if you wanted to have an on-site catering, we have 2 formats. We have bowls that you can select. We call them signature bowls. We have 5 different types of those, and those can be pre-ordered, pre-made, and delivered to your location. Those go over really well. They're curated by chefs to combine the best ingredients for the specific protein. They're very, very popular. The other alternative that we have is a build your own bowl option. So we'll put together trays of proteins and toppings that our customers can select, or we can make recommendations such that in in the event itself, individuals can build their own masterpiece as if they were in the store.
Yeah.
The format where you build your own from a catering perspective outside of the store is a tiny bit challenging for big groups. And the reason I say that is, imagine going to an event where you get to build your own sushi platter. And despite best intentions, I think folks see that as a all-you-can-eat buffet. And so sometimes regulating the amount of protein or raw fish or what have you becomes challenging in that format. But that's why we would recommend the pre-made signature bowls for larger groups.
Got it. And did you mention size of party?
Oh, size of party. We can cater to anyone. I just took a catering order this morning for Christmas Eve for 6 to 8 people. And we have done catering for up to 200. So it's really whatever size group you have, we can accommodate. Certainly we ask for those larger groups to have a good deal of notice so that we can ensure we have all the ingredients on hand.
Awesome. Great. That's awesome information for people to have and know that you do the catering as well. So what's the story behind Island Fiend Poke? Like what inspired the concept and the menu, and how'd you get to where you are?
Sure. Well, I consider myself a recovering corporate executive. I spent 30 years in sales and account management in healthcare. And in 2019, I got to the point where I was pretty much done. I had some challenges in my family. My mother was really sick, and I needed to spend more time and cherish that time that I had left with her. And so I left the corporate world and started my own consulting firm and spent a lot of time taking care of customers within my network that I had built over the 30 years that I was in that corporate life. And that was great. But one day across my desk came an opportunity to open a franchise restaurant. Island Finn is a franchise restaurant. We're all individually owned and operated. So essentially I bought the brand and the menu and the operating procedures, but I do own it and it is mine to operate. But this came across my desk, and I am by degree a nutritionist and a professionally trained chef. So I had always aspired to open my own restaurant, but having been in that corporate world, that was a dream that I put on the back shelf, and it just kept getting pushed further and further back into the closet. So when this opportunity came across my desk, I thought, wow, maybe now's the time. And at my age, the thought of reinventing myself was scary, actually. And I wasn't quite sure that it made sense. But the more I kept thinking about it, and the more that dream kept whispering in my ear that, now's the time. If you really want to make this happen, now's the time. So I decided to jump in, and it checked a lot of boxes for me. Being a nutritionist, I am very, very much focused on healthy eating and healthy food. So that checked that box. There is a lot of autonomy within the menu at Island Finn for me to customize and design, and for our guests, quite frankly, to customize and design their ideal poke bowl. So I liked that as well.
Yeah.
And then, so I just dove in, and here we are 14 months later. It was actually a lot longer than 14 months. We've been open 14 months. It was quite an endeavor to bring it up.
Yeah. We did have a few people join while we were chatting, so I didn't say good morning, but thanks for joining us, Parker and Dave and Emilio. Okay, so if you don't mind maybe sharing a little bit about like why you chose the franchise route, because I always think that's interesting, choosing a franchise rather than just starting from scratch, and how that's been for you.
Sure.
Oh, Emilio says awesome food. So.
Thank you, Emilio. I don't think Absent the franchise opportunity, I don't think that I would have opened a restaurant, because the effort to put in, and I'm no stranger to effort, so I don't want that to come across as I don't want to do the heavy lifting, but I have never been in the restaurant industry. And so when this opportunity presented itself, it just struck me as a way to live my dream, with someone to hold my hand through that process, to make that reality a reality, or to make that dream a reality, I should say. So that was really the reason I chose the franchise route. You know, there are moments where I become frustrated with that, to some degree, restriction, because the menu is set. I have to implore the corporate headquarters if I'd like to try and do something different or add something new to the menu.
Right.
But all in, having that level of support was just really fit with me being able to make this dream happen.
Yeah, I think that's huge. The support that you can get from a good franchise is extremely helpful, especially like you said, if it's a new endeavor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the franchise is wonderful. They're very hands off. They give counsel when we need it, but this is my restaurant to run, and my stamp on the community, if you will, for healthy and delicious food.
Yeah, awesome. So if someone is new to poke, they've never had it, what would you recommend from your menu, or how would you approach the menu?
Sure. Well, 80% of the guests we get on any given day are new to the restaurant. And I would say of those, about 20% are new to the poke concept. So the first thing I try and tell them is, this is like having sushi in a bowl. And that helps them understand really what they're going to be eating. But if I were new to poke and I was not afraid of raw fish, I would start with our spicy tuna bowl, which is our #1 seller. And it includes our special blend of spices in sushi grade or sashimi grade tuna, on a bed of rice or spring mix, your choice, or we can combine those. We include edamame and corn in that bowl. We have spicy pickled veggies that we make in-house that we include. We add seaweed salad, which is our #1 topping, and top it off with one of our house-made sauces. Our most popular is called togarashi, which is our house version of spicy mayo. It's made with a 7-pepper spice blend that we get from Japan, a little bit of honey, yeah, and some other things I can't tell you about.
All right. What would you say your most popular dishes? You know, if people are coming in a lot and they are used to it, and what are those people ordering?
Yeah, they're ordering a build your own bowl. And many of our customers, our regulars, have their own standard bowl. We know you when you come in. We start the bowl because we know that's what you're going to order. Typically, that's comprised of the spicy tuna, ahi tuna, which is just that same sashimi grade tuna without the spice, and salmon. So you get 3 scoops in a build your own bowl. So that equates to about 5 ounces of protein.
Okay.
And they just mix it up that way. And then they go through the line. We have 25 unlimited toppings that you can choose from. Awesome. We make all of our sauces in-house, and they are delicious. They actually the sauce really makes the bowl, in my opinion, because raw fish on its own really needs something to kick it up.
Yeah, definitely. And so there aren't like a ton of poke places around here. So, but there are a few. So I'm wondering what sets Island Fin apart?
I think it's certainly the choice that you have. and I think the value. So for us, our signature bowls that I mentioned before, we have 5 of them that are curated, but like ordering off the menu. Those are $11. They include 3.5 ounces of protein, and they range in calories from 240 to 460, depending on which one you choose and what base you choose. Then we have our build your own option at $14. And what sets us apart from our competition, from what I can gather in my competitive intelligence gathering, is that we offer 1 additional scoop of protein, so 1.5 ounces additional protein. We have 8 choices of protein that you can mix and match. We have 25 unlimited toppings. And so at that price point, we're equivalent to our competition at 2 scoops of protein and a limitation of 8 toppings. So certainly a lot more value.
Great.
I think the other thing that we deliver that perhaps others don't is Aloha Spirit Service. So we deliver, it's semi full service restaurant. So it is like going to Chipotle. You order down a line and you get to craft your own individual creation poke bowl. But we hand deliver that to a table. We bus your tables, we check in on you. And if you look at our reviews on Yelp or on Google, what stands apart is certainly our service and the quality of food and the value.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
Sure.
We chatted a little bit before we went live just about some ingredients and some issues that you had recently that everyone's having. And so maybe you can chat a little bit about where you source your ingredients and how you maintain freshness, and then what you do when there's problems.
Sure, absolutely. So all of our ingredients or all of our fish is sustainably sourced. We have special fisheries that we use that produce to our standards. And we haven't had any issues whatsoever with our fish sourcing or any of our proteins for that matter.
Great.
So we use specific fisheries, specific protein suppliers for our proteins. Our produce comes from, we do purchase via Cisco, and they source for us. They can source locally. I do some local sourcing during the summer months so that I can have fresh, local to table options. I even grow some in my own garden and bring those in.
Awesome.
So if you were in the restaurant at all over the course of the summer, you were eating my jalapenos and my habaneros.
Awesome.
But we have had some recent issues, like McDonald's had the issue with onions. We did not have that issue. I think the reason why is that our onions are all come to us just as if they were fresh picked, and we slice those ourselves. They aren't packaged prepackaged and sent to the store. So we didn't have the issue that McDonald's did with regard to onions. But one thing we have been affected by is the recent salmonella outbreak on cucumbers. Now, we haven't had any salmonella issues in our store, but we have had recalls of our product from Cisco and from our other suppliers. And when we get that information, we take everything off the line. We take everything out of inventory. We destroy it. And then we don't source again until we have assurance that we have safe product. So that recently happened to us with cucumbers this past weekend, and we completely destroyed all of our inventory. And then we were able to source safe product and put that back on the line.
Yeah, and that was a problem that affected, and obviously not just Island Fin, but even down to individual consumers buying cucumbers. So yeah, that's never fun thing to deal with. And I was joking how, it's happening to all these vegetables, and vegetables are supposed to be safe and healthy.
That's right. You would think so, but I think a lot of it is extra safety precaution. I certainly don't want to be the source of any kind of food outbreak. Just none of that. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Well, great. Well, how do you see Island Fin fitting into the Westminster community so far?
Oh, the support that we have had from the community has just been tremendous. We have so many regular customers that we just cherish. But what's really made a difference for us is joining the chamber. And I didn't even know that was something I should do. And it's funny that I didn't know that, because my mother ran a chamber of commerce in a small town in New Mexico. So the fact that I didn't put two and two together when I started this endeavor is baffling to me. But here we are, and I'm a member, and the exposure that we have had through your help, Jamie, and the help of our chamber members has been wonderful. In terms of how I see us fitting, we really want to evolve to be part of a healthy eating endeavor. So if there are opportunities where we can assist in schools, in other venues where we need to, where healthy eating is the focus, I would certainly love to get more engaged there.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question, actually, if there's any partnerships or initiatives that you're involved in that support the local area. So that's good to know that you're interested in those opportunities.
Yeah, certainly interested. Haven't delved too far into it, but it is part of the business plan as I look to 2025 to find those partnerships where we can really make a difference.
Awesome. Great. Well, we can probably help with that. We'll keep our ears open for those opportunities for you.
Thank you.
And you mentioned that you were at the Taste of Westminster, and it was your first time there. It was a great event. So I'd love for you to talk just about your experience at the Taste and serving to the community.
Oh, it was wonderful. It was cold, which was great because we serve cold food. So I wasn't super worried about keeping things to temperature. It was when we temp checked, everything was good. So great venue for our particular menu. But I actually love the format. I would have never thought, I've been to that ice rink a million times. I would have never thought to host an event like that. So perfect venue. But we had so much volume of people just intrigued by the concept of poke. And we had a few of our regulars who stopped by, but ever since, and I will tell you this is in all sincerity, there is not a day goes by in the restaurant where we don't have a new customer who came in and said, hey, we tasted you at the Taste of Westminster.
Oh, that's awesome.
And wanted to come and experience this for ourselves. So it was a fantastic investment of our time. It was wonderfully put together. Hats off to you and the rest of the board for pulling that off. It was just, I would do it again and again. I wish you did it monthly, honestly.
Yeah, well, we loved having you there. And that makes me feel really good to hear that people are coming in and saying they heard about you at the Taste. That's exactly what we're trying to do, is get our restaurants more exposure and encourage people to go out. So that's awesome to hear.
Absolutely.
What has been the most rewarding part of, it's a huge career change for you. So what's been the most rewarding part?
Yeah. There's been a couple of things for me. One thing that I'm very, very proud of is that I have a staff of 9. They're all youngsters. I think the oldest person who works for me is 21 years old. And to be able to give them this experience working for a small woman-owned business in hospitality, where they get to be responsible for guest service, for social media and marketing, for inventory management. Those are experiences at that age that most people don't have. And so I'm really, really proud of being able to be an employer who gives our youth opportunities. That to me is probably right there at the top of reward. The second thing is realizing after 30 plus years in the corporate world that my calling is really helping people and serving people. And so I get great joy when I'm able to be in the restaurant and meeting customers and helping them make healthy choices. So for me, being able to find my true calling has also been a big reward, but that comes from the ability to engage with our guests and to give them a healthy, delicious meal that they crave and come back for.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so tell us about your location. Where do people go to eat there, and where do they look for specials or events and all that good stuff?
Sure. So our location is in the shops at Walnut Creek, which is on Highway 36. It's off of Highway 36 and Church Ranch Road. So we are in the shopping plaza that includes Hacienda and BJ's, and Buffalo Wild Wings is in there. What I usually say to folks is we are in the same shopping center as TJ Maxx. That usually gets all the women. They know where that is, and they'll turn around, do a 180 from TJ Maxx, and that's where we are. For others, we're a 180 from the PetSmart in that same shopping plaza.
Yeah.
In terms of where you go for specials, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we post our specials there. And we have weekly specials. So for instance, on Tuesdays, we offer one free premium topping on your bowl on the house. And that's a big day for us. Typically, people love to get upgraded, if you will.
Yeah.
And every day from 3 to 6 p.m., we offer our Dole soft serve at 50% off price. So you get a nice big Dole soft serve. For those of you who may not know, this is a delicacy, a dessert that's served at the Disney locations that we have exclusive rights outside of Disney to provide. So it's a totally craveable item. I never thought that would be one of the things that we're known for, but we are known for that, and we get served these in big 14-ounce cups, and from 3 to 6 every day, that's $2.50.
Awesome. Well, I didn't know that. That's amazing. I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, we do.
Great. Awesome. Well, we have about a minute left. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you would like people to know?
I guess the only other things that I would say is just in line with my nutritional background. I'm really proud of the food that we serve. We can accommodate any dietary consideration. We only have 3 toppings on our menu that contain gluten. They're all isolated, so there's no risk of cross-contamination. So really proud to be able to serve the gluten-sensitive community. We can build a bowl for diabetics if you have cardio issues, those types of things. So any dietary restriction, we are a perfect place to come and enjoy quality, healthy food with great aloha spirit. And with the holidays coming up and the new year upon us, as we look to achieve our fitness goals, I think we're a perfect place to come in and indulge.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast with me today. Tons of good information. And now I'm starving, so you might see me in there later.
Wonderful. Well, please do come in.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And thanks everyone for joining, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Jamie.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye, everyone.